or how much are you still trying to get familiar with him?
Well, we've made some changes, some moves, but very subtle things, and guys are going to have to cross-train at 2 spots. But I think when we get back after spring break, we're going to sit down as a staff and say, let's start moving guys around. And we've had 6 practices to get to know them and try to get where they fit in the puzzle.
You got some scrimmages coming up, I guess, on the other side of this break as well. How much will that help you guys identify where you're at as a defense and help identify those guys as best positions for them?
Well, the way we practice around here every day seems like a scrimmage. It's not, but they practice so hard. But yeah, I think being able to tackle in space, being able to play the ball, and there's a little bit more on the line in the scrimmage. So I think we'll be able to see a little bit. Some guys may get exposed, and that's what we can learn from.
Obviously, when pads come on, you can tell a lot more about a kid. Are you seeing the energy you want out of your defensive guys at this point?
Yeah, we're not quite where we want to be, but obviously we're, again, because we're a new staff, I think they're trying to impress, and they're doing a good job of it. But we've got a ways to go.
Who's impressing right now? Has anybody come out and really showed you something?
Well, I go back to Josh Francis. He's done a good job. Isaiah Bruce. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got so many names running through my head. Isaiah Bruce has done a great job. I think Travis Bell and Cook has done a good job in the back end. Will Clark, he's a big fella.
Rattling off a lot of names there. I mean, depth-wise, are you happy with what you guys have right now?
Well, we got to find we'd like to find 22, but if we can find 15 to 16 that we can count on, so be it.
Is this a good time for a break?
I think so. Yeah, I think, when we get back, it's going to be a grind, though. It's going to be 9 practices and 3 weeks, and that's, we're going to have to get after it.
A lot of guys have said that they feel like the biggest difference in picking up this scheme has just been terminology. I mean, that really the actual X's and O's aren't that complicated, that they can play on instinct a little bit. Do you agree with that?
Well, we try. We tried to make it as simple, user-friendly, ebonics, whatever you want to say. We're going to try to make it as simple for them where they can explain it to us. If they can explain it to us, then they got it.
You've stayed fairly base, though, at this point, I would assume.
Yeah, we've gotten several blitzes in, but we've got more to go.
How much at this point are you and your staff trying to get familiar with each other, too, in terms of the 6 practices? And where are you at in terms of gelling with them?
I think we're a great defensive staff. I think Coach Holgerson's put together a great staff, and we're cohesive now. We had to learn each other and how we practice, how we talk, how we coach. And I think we've done that, and I think coming back after the break, it's just going to get that much better.
Changing gears to special teams a little bit. I know when Corey was out before, he said that you kind of helped him with some stuff and maybe a new, fresh set of eyes on what he does. What is it about Corey? What have you noticed so far? And if you could talk about the job he's done through 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, he's a very hard worker. He's diligent, and he does a good job with the fundamentals of kicking the football. But I do know this, that we're gonna keep working with them, and I film them before practice so we can watch it each day. And then they haven't had that. They haven't had to be able to look at themselves on film, be coached, and look at it themselves. So.
Have you noticed a difference with that?
Yeah. I think that they enjoy being coached, and they enjoy watching themselves on tape and getting better.
How much of it is confidence when it comes to specialists like that?
100%.
Well, why is that? What is it about the mental part of that game that's so important?
Well, if they let it get to their head, then no fundamental in the world is going to help them. That's got to be first and foremost, and then we can work on mechanics.